that seems even flimsier. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead to the next time we see somebody come in frame. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I'm watching this with a very critical eye. You do not see anybody come back down the stairs. There's at no point during this segment that I'm going to skip to that anybody walks down that stairs. You don't see a hand, a leg, a foot, anything. We skipped about a minute ahead, and now we're going to see the next person come into frame. Now, this is Officer Noel again. Now, did you notice how she came in? Directly right to left. There was no part where she walked down the stairs. You didn't see her coming down the stairs and curve towards this. Once again, we're going to look at footage later of somebody doing that, so you can compare it with this. But at no point did we see her walking down those stairs. So at this point, nobody has come back down. One person has come up, and we have not seen anybody come back down again. Now the question is, when would they come back down? How would they get out if we didn't see them yet? They have to come out at some point. So there's really two possible
Is my
explanations.
lighting
One
fucked?
person came up.
Is my lighting fucked? Because I just saw my lady text me and she said, turn your light on. Is it? Hold on. Let's see here. Can you see me now? Can you guys see me now? Is this good? Okay. Dude. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Is this better? Dude, that was blinding, bro. That was blinding.
That we didn't see come back down. What happened? Well, one of them would be, as they're coming back out, maybe it's possible that off in the distance they spotted this camera. Or
I got little green spots everywhere I fucking look.
Here. Because obviously, if they knew that ahead of time and they were trying to stay hidden, they would not have been visible at all as they walked up those stairs. The other possibility would be that there's a time that's missing from this video, and that's when they left. We're going to skip ahead for a minute. You probably know what's coming next. So here we are at 11:58 p.m. at night. Most of you that have seen anything about this footage know
the missing minute.
Ready to come up on a missing minute.
The missing minute.
So why is this minute missing? Well, if it's missing for a reason, if there's something they didn't want you to see, it's very possible that there's some orange that reappeared during that minute, but we don't know for sure. What we do know is that at no point did we see anybody come back down after they went up at 10:40 p.m.
Yeah.
So now what we're going to do is compare
20 minutes before. Almost exactly 20 minutes.
Officers walking up those stairs.
That's when they find him dead.
Person in orange that we saw earlier. Okay. As you can see right there, that's what it looks like when an officer walks up the stairs to L tier. Let's watch that again.
Yeah, they killed his ass. They fucking killed his ass. He didn't kill himself.
As you can see, they're very clearly wearing dark clothing. There's no orange. There's nothing that could possibly be mistaken for that.
Looks like we got some beef going on in here.
So there you go. That's actually somebody leaning over. They're handing something down.
Tucker just called
you, that gives you an idea
stinky.
Of the height right there. That proportionally. I mean, this stuff is so hard to see. I know it's frustrating to try to look at. And I assure you that when we compare this to the DOJ report, you will truly understand why I've come to the conclusion that we have actually...
Okay. So, yeah. The motherfucker dead, and he didn't kill himself.
The 4 o'clock and 10 p.m. inmate counts did not happen.
Also weird.
If you just want to understand how this is all organized right here is where...
This is where the cameras...
The officers sit. L tier is right there. You can see.
Right here is where the officers sit, and then they go up these stairs. He was in this cell or this cell? I forget.
See this teeny little staircase right here that leads up. So look here at the stair. Now, I want you to look at the way that this is set up right here. So there's one staircase leading down to M tier, and there's a staircase leading up to L tier. It's not all that wide. If you really hugged the right side of it, you could avoid being spotted on that camera. That would not be that hard to do. And then you can see where it leads up right here. Now,
yeah, government cover-up is what we're looking at here. We're looking at something called government cover-up of Jeffrey Epstein's death. Speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, we watched a video of this guy saying that he can't sweat because he got shot at And now he's under pressure to testify. And if you were here yesterday, you saw that he did not want to testify at all, right? He was terrified of it. The body language was saying that, he was terrified to testify in front of court. Members of Congress from both parties are pushing for Prince Andrew to testify as part of an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's activities by the House Oversight Committee. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican and key ally of President Trump, said Andrew should step forward, while Stephen Lynch, a Democrat from Boston, said he believed the Republican-controlled committee would invite the prince to give evidence. The Oversight Committee has led the way in releasing information about the Epstein case, including flight logs showing Andrew traveled 4 times to the late pedophiles' private plane. Further documents showed that an individual identified as Andrew received several massages at the cost of $200 each, which appear to have been paid for by Epstein. They were also super tight. Same with the Prime Minister of Israel and Mr. Epstein. They were very tight too. Congressional committees frequently hear from foreign nationals, with the most recent British appearance by Nigel Farage at the House Judiciary Committee last month. Although the committees do not have the legal power of subpoena to compel non-American citizens living abroad to attend, they can issue invitations to apply strong pressure for testimony, which can be given in a deposition from in their home country. So he wouldn't be coming over here to testify. He'd be staying in England and testifying over there. This guy, this is Virginia Giuffre's brother. And that's her sister-in-law. This was on September 3rd of this year. This was a tough watch. Thomas Massey right here. Oops. This guy, he's a G. That guy's a straight G. There's another dude over here. He's a Democrat. Over here on the right side, that guy's a G. And then right here behind her, you have Marjorie Taylor Greene. We would be extremely interested in hearing from Prince Andrew regarding his involvement in all this, Lynch told BBC Newsnight. He said he was sure the committee would invite Andrew once it reconvenes after the U.S. government shut down a standoff over the annual budget between Democrats and Republicans. The shutdown reached its 22nd day on Wednesday. Ooh. Yeah, so they could get him. They could get him. R.I.P. R.I.P. Fucking sucks, dude. Ooh, bye. Yeah, Virginia Giuffre. I need to read her new fucking book. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but this guy says he's not MAGA. I think he could be.
Twice they killed my live stream this morning. You guys just don't pay attention. Watch. Oversight Democrats.house.gov. This is the Epstein files they released. What do you see? What don't you see? Redacted.
Holy fuck.
Epstein from August 9th.
General Ledger.
2019. Redacted. Redacted. Oops. How'd that get in there?
Yep.
Oh, Epstein's lawyer helped. How'd that get in there?
Epstein's lawyer claimed the alleged pedophile helped devise the Clinton administration global. Yeah, we all know this. We knew this already because of the email leak that the Prime Minister of Israel had.
This is why we're not going to get the files, folks. This guy was a snitch for the feds.
Yeah.
Everybody using that GIF from 1992 of this when he was barred from Mar-a-Lago for being inappropriate.
But turn a blind eye to the first president to invite him to the White House?
Oh, but here's the leaked document showing that Epstein was a fucking FBI informant from 2008.
What? I need this.
Womp, womp. Bonding and Donald
I need to
Trump
read that.
won't release the files. That's right. This is a Trump. Oh no, Robin L. Rosenberg. She was appointed by Obama. Richard M. Berman. Who?
So why aren't they releasing it? So if Trump's name isn't on them, why aren't they releasing it? Why is it a huge
appointed
problem?
him? That's got to be another. That's got to be another Trump judge. Womp womp. We also covered why the ADL was founded.
Well, we know why the ADL was founded.
Oh, wrong tab. This is when they declared war on Nazi Germany. Oh, the ADL was founded in 1913 when a Jewish pencil factory supervisor murdered and raped a 13-year-old girl and tried to
Yep.
blame a black
I
custodian.
blame it on a black guy. Yep.
The Cucamonga cracker killers lynched Leo Frankfurt and left the black custodian alone because he was an innocent man.
Yep.
Oh, crazy, right? You know, the story of Leo Frank, how was anti-Semitic to convict him of a crime that he clearly committed. Right?
Yes.
Oh, in our history book, we're printed by this man,
Yeah, Robert Maxwell.
Robert Maxwell.
There she is.
Don't pay attention to who his daughter is and who her financier boyfriend is.
And the fact that he died the second that her boyfriend showed up in the picture by the name of Jeffrey Epstein. He fell off the back of a boat. And we don't know where his money went. We don't know where Robert's money went, but we know how much he had, and then we know how much Epstein had after he died, and it was similar.
And everything we learned was published by McGraw-Hill, the Brotherhood of Tiny Traveling Hats. And Nazi Germany, you know, their heart goes out to over there, way over there. They're not the ones that declare war on anybody. Winston Churchill, 3rd September 1939, he admittedly declared war on Nazi Germany. And the Federal Reserve
he
was
should.
started because the financiers who were trying to block are now heavily embedded in our government Federal Reserve died that day that J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller are supposed to be on this ship to discuss the privatized banking of the Federal Reserve. Those guys died. Then what happened less than a year later? The founding of the Federal Reserve. Again, the Brotherhood of Tiny Traveling Hats. It's amazing what you can learn with a search engine and free time. Oh, and not to mention the two Jewish brothers who owned the U.S. bank and the German bank that funded World War I.
I didn't know that.
Warburg families. W-A-R-B-U-R-G.
German Jew originally originated as a Venetian Jewish Del Banco family. One of the wealthiest Venetian families of the early 16th century due to restrictions limiting Jewish involvement in banking. I'm sure this was in Germany. They moved to Bologna, and then to Warburg and Westphalia in the 16th century, after they took their name. First known as Simon von Cassel. Federal Reserve. Okay, Felix's brother, Paul Warburg, was one of the original founders of the board of the U.S. Federal Reserves. Huh.
Look them up. They owned the German bank and the United States bank that funded both sides of the war. What'd you know? They're part of the Two Colonel One Cap community. Days after Charlie Kirk's death, the Anti-Defamation League labeled Turning Point USA as a far-right Christian hate group.
Yeah.
And again, why we trust these people? Kyle! Pardon me. That's why he's doing me!
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with everything that dude said, but he didn't say anything that wasn't a fact that you couldn't back up. Okay, yeah. So to this here, the Democrats blocking government funding for the 12th time. There was a 22 Jeff Merkley spoke on the Senate floor for nearly 23 hours to protest President Trump's first 9 months in office. 23 fucking hours. Let's see if there's anything here. Yeah, this is crazy. Bro was talking the whole time. I wonder how old this dude is. I believe that Portland, Oregon, and my home state is full of chaos, riots, Merkley said. Because if he can say to the American people that there are riots, he can say there's a rebellion, and if there's a rebellion, he can use that to strengthen his authoritarian grip on our nation. Facts. He also is killing terrorists, right? Because he deemed that the cartels were terrorist groups and all that stuff, and they're sending rockets down to kill him. So now Antifa's a terrorist group, and he can kill them. Okay. Now, they also said that you were a terrorist if you had anti-Christian beliefs. I saw this recently. I can't figure out how to look it up, but I'll try to find the article, or because I saw it on the White House website saying that they were gonna make that a terrorist thing. And I'm like, bro, freedom of religion, brother. Amendment 1. Pretty neat, huh? Pretty neat. Let's see here. I don't know who Russell Vought is. Do you guys want to do a little learning with me today? Because I don't know who this guy is, and I want to learn a little bit about him.
This is the most important person in the Trump administration that you've probably never heard of.
I remember this. He's such a fucking weirdo, bro. Like, if I knew somebody like that in real life, I would be I would call him cringe constantly. You're cringe.
At least until the president posted this.
Join us now, Russ Vought.
Russ Vought.
Russell Vought, director of the office.
I tell people when Russ Vought speaks, it's like a papal bull.
That's Steve Bannon, okay? This is Steve Bannon. He's the executive and former White House chief strategist. Former. Okay, so he is not... he's not currently working for the government, okay? Trump's first administration before he fired him, okay, he was fired. And he loves him some Trump. He loves Trump.
You should pay attention.
He's more than just Donald Trump's budget guru. He has two very clear goals: to make the presidency as powerful as it's ever been, and to dismantle as much of the federal bureaucracy as he can. People have referred to him as the shadow president. I'm Andy Kroll. I'm an investigative reporter for ProPublica. I've been covering politics and government in Washington for almost 16 years. I had heard the name Russ Vought, but he was always just slightly outside the field of vision. And then I got my hands on this video.
We want the bureaucrats to be traumatically affected. When they wake up in the morning, we want them to not want to go to work.
He talks about this goal of
What?
wanting to traumatize federal.
We want the bureaucrats to be traumatically affected. When they
What?
wake up in the morning, we want them to not want to go to work.
He talks about this goal of wanting to traumatize federal workers.
We want to put them in trauma.
That
That's
just
fucking
planted this seed in my mind. I had to
crazy.
try to figure out who this person is. He declined my request for an interview, so I set out to talk to everyone I possibly could, to watch every video, listen to every podcast. I obtained hours of briefings to his supporters that had never been published before.
America has experienced nothing short of a quiet revolution.
We know the CRT and the transgender sewage that's being pumped into our schools and institutions.
A border invasion furthering, quite frankly, a reverse colonization.
We're actually trying to save the country.
Those recordings really helped me understand his evolution from this numbers wonk to a full-fledged leader of the MAGA movement.
Yeah.
One of the key authors of Project 2025, Russell Vogt, told the reporters that Trump would deploy the military to silence the unrest.
I think you have to rehabilitate Christian nationalism. You have the largest deportation in history, block funding for Planned Parenthood.
And the largest deportation in American history. It's on track to be. It's on track to do that, and he's only been in office for 9 months.
The person that crushes the deep state.
Yeah, I called
Trump is the deep state.
for trauma within the bureaucracies. The bureaucracies hate the American people.
He really has a vision to change the direction of American history.
We must do our duty for the course of this country, quite frankly, for the course of Western civilization, and for the course of history.
Vogt has always
This is
seen
crazy.
himself as a blue-collar political outsider, even though he's spent basically his entire adult life here in Washington. The first job.
I hated the framing of that. I hated how he framed that.
And it did leave a serious.
It's like
impact.
right here. I
Was when he got
hated
a job
that.
working in the mailroom of a senator from Texas named Phil Gramm.
This is a collage of political giveaways. I am not going to spend more money we don't have on programs we can't afford.
Phil Gramm was the ultimate budget hawk. He was sort of half-jokingly referred to as the most hated man in Washington.
Our problem really comes down to the political power of the public employee labor union.
He was willing to make
That guy in
enemies,
the back
not
didn't
just
look
of
very fun.
Democrats, but of
Money
was sort of half-jokingly referred
comes down to the
This guy doesn't look very fun. he looks scary.
political power of the public employee labor union.
He was willing to make enemies not just of Democrats, but of Republicans as well. And that really gives you an insight into Russ Vogt. When he was inside the legislative branch, he finds himself battling far more with fellow Republicans who, in his view, are not living up to the principles of what it means to be a conservative. He grows so disillusioned that he leaves.
After 12 years on Capitol Hill,
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, never mind. They got it. Cool. Never mind. I'm still here.
I was off.
What it means to be a conservative. He grows
So I don't understand what it means, like, when somebody says, like, they're not living up to the principles, what it means to be conservative, because I would take it that these people are in government and they know what conservatism is, and then this guy comes in and he's more to the right. He's even further to the right than these, you know, I would say, like, normal people, I guess. I don't know.
of what it means to be a conservative.
And then it makes it more, he drags them all with him.
That he leaves.
And the same thing on the left side.
On Capitol Hill, I was often frustrated by why more members of Congress simply didn't do